Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris here, and one of my subscribers had asked me to offer my comments on the most recent Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny trailer. I've watched it. Of course, I watched it multiple times the day it came out. I mean, this should be clear, I think, for anybody who knows me or has followed the channel, but this is by far my most anticipated movie of the year. Raiders of the Lost Ark is still my favorite film of all time, so of course, I'm super excited about this. Anyway, I do think there are a lot of things that we can sort of tease out here that go beyond sort of superficial plot points. Just some observations that I thought I would share, and I'm sure other people have commented on some similar things based on their breakdown of the trailer. So the first thing I want to comment on is just the state of his apartment. You know, a lot of his homes in these movies are in disarray because he's got books everywhere. He's an academic. That's just sort of who he is. But when you're looking at it here, it does look kind of depressing, right? I mean, he's an old man. He's asleep in a recliner. He's got a drink in his hand. His late 60s TV is sort of, off the air, that kind of thing. My takeaway from this is probably, one of two things. And I think the most likely outcome here is that Marion might have passed away and he's maybe feeling a little bit directionless, a little bit rudderless. And he's reaching that point in his life where he's about to retire, as we see a little bit later in the trailer also. So, it's sort of an interesting situation that we find Indy in at this point in his life. And so I think probably one of the larger themes here that we're probably going to see as part of this film is, kind of discovering purpose later in life, potentially. Getting some closure, of course, for Indiana Jones as a character. The way that Crystal Skull ended, I thought was a fine ending. You can say what you want about that movie, but it was another walk off into the sunset sort of moment for him. But I think there's a little bit more realism embedded in this one, right? Where he's taking a step away from his profession that he's done for decades upon decades as a professor. He also potentially no longer is married, and it could be that maybe he's divorced from Marion, but I think the other promotional materials we've seen where he has a wedding ring on and all of that suggests that that's in fact probably not the case. I think she's passed away. We'll find out in June if I'm correct about that. But I think a lot of this is going to be trying to sort of give him some direction as he gets into his twilight years. There's also some sort of cat and mouse stuff here going on between him and his goddaughter. Who knows how that's going to play out? I mean, clearly she's interested in this artifact that her father and Indy pursued as part of their exploits during World War II. And so that's a big part of the plot points that are revealed in this trailer. But thematically, I think this is going to have a lot to do with giving Indiana Jones, Henry Jones Jr., Dr. Jones, some closure, and giving some kind of commentary, or James Mangold and the screenwriters providing some kind of subtext or commentary about, finding purpose once you get into a certain chapter of your life, because big changes are happening for Indiana at this point. And it's going to be interesting to see where they take this thread, because they keep kind of saying in this trailer, oh, I've been looking for this all my life, this artifact, this Anthakura mechanism, I think is what I referred to it in another video. I referred to it as that. I'll link that video here if you want to check that out. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how they develop this. I'm excited about it. I know some people are skeptical, because a lot of times when you revisit these sort of 80s era franchises, it can be fraught with danger. A lot of people feel that way about how Crystal Skull turned out, but James Mangold is a great director, a really good director. Harrison Ford seems all in on this. I mean, you can say that about a lot of his projects, of course, but I just don't think it's going to be a bad movie. I really have optimism about it. I think this makes it look really good. I think it's great, too, in the trailer, how they kind of blend, the Rolling Stones song with the classic indie theme. It's just a very well-made trailer. But anyway, that's kind of my take on what I think the state of affairs is with Indiana Jones at this time in his life. So if you've seen the trailer, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think I completely missed something here? Do you think I'm completely off base? Is there some other observation that you made that you want to chime in with? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks so much for watching.